Hello and welcome to Homeschool MBA, where we talk about different management, business, administration topics. Thank you for being here. Let's get started. So, the agenda today is functional organizational structure. We did a talk on how an organization is structured. This talk is focused primarily on functional organizational structure, its pros and cons, and overview. Hello, Professor. How are you doing? Let's talk about functional organizational structure.
I'm okay, thank you very much. Functional organizational structures can be divided into functional entities. Entities here means the departments, wings or sections. Each function or department is headed by SME. SME means here subject matter expert. Like finance department is headed by a chartered accountant, or legal department is headed by an advocate, and things like that. Each department has its own budget, so that's a very important element of this structure, that the overall budget of the organization is divided into departmental budgets. And these budgets are placed on the disposal of the managers of the function, of course, which are to be audited internally and externally. So the general organizational, chart looks like this: that there is a chief executive officer. Under him are various departments, what we call functions. There is a design department, and then there is a production department, and then there is sales and marketing department. Now, under design department, basically there are two different entities within the entity. That is a hardware part of the department and the software part of the department. Hardware part is always very easy to upgrade and update and all that, because new versions are coming in and the departmental head decides that what kind of hardware he needs. And then hardware has its own, what you call its own age. Said, let's say 5 years to 7 years, because every hardware needs to be replaced after 7 years or something like that. Software also is dependent on the nature of the hardware, and there is a continuous need of upgrading or updating of the software. So, uh, developing the software side of this department is rather difficult compared with the hardware, because here you need your employees to be trained, to be, given capacity building trainings, and their skills, technical skills and other skills to be improved. For that matter, you need continuous improvement program. Then we go to production department. Now, machinery, purchasing and assembly, basically it is linked with the hardware side of the organization. Machinery, plant machinery and equipment, they need to be updated and upgraded according to the latest requirements of the company. So therefore, they are interdependent, the design department and the production department, because design department decides which hardware, and the production department has to use that hardware. And the capacity and the speed and the other facilities within the hardware need to be discussed with the production department, so that they are also fully aware of the facilities available within the hardware, so that they can make efficient use of the hardware. For example, there is a computer, there is a laptop, and there is a desktop, and there are some softwares. The requirement of production department must be kept in mind by the design department, so that both are on the same page. Then we go to the sales and marketing department. Now, sales and marketing department, the first thing that they must understand is the features of their product. the advantages, the disadvantages, the specifications, and other special features within that. So they must be aware of the full design of the hardware so that they can, approach the clients and the customers and explain that how their own hardware is better than, or their product is better than others. And also because that has to be advertised, and promotional activities have to be carried out, and publicity has to be made. Therefore, sales and marketing department must be again on the same page with design and production department. So when we say so we basically come to advantages and disadvantages of functional organizational structure. Advantages are efficient use of experience and resources, because each design or production or sales marketing department is headed by subject matter expert. So therefore, we are using the experience and expertise of that head to improve that department. All benefit from latest technology. Here we have been talking about upgrading the hardware and upgrading the software. Therefore, we have selected the most suitable hardware and most suitable software for our operation. So that gives us an advantage over the others. Functional career growth and continuity opportunities. Here, these are headed by the subject matter experts, but during the course of training and experience, we are creating subject matter experts as well. Imagine that the junior engineer designing a design department and then working as a sub-engineer and then engineer and working there for about 10 years. Now he's matured enough to become head of the department. Healthy competition amongst members. Of course, over here, that is a competition between the employees to achieve more and more so that they get the better opportunities go up. The come down to the disadvantage department. The disadvantage of this, organizational structure is that, let's say, the CEO has to be rather, a jack of all, master of none. So he needs to be a generalist rather than specialist. So here there is some kind of gap that we are creating only subject matter experts. We are not creating general managers in this organization, and that has to be kept in mind as a disadvantage. Then poor communication between functional groups. Sometime, it's not always, sometime these departments, they work in isolation and they do not communicate with each other. Therefore, the gaps, they tend to increase more and more, and which ultimately affects the efficiency of the organization. Weak customer interface. Of course, over here, the customer face is only through marketing department. That marketing department can give the feed forward to production and design department, that what do the customers want and what is required in the market, and what facilities, what features, and what kind of prices are there in the market, so they can give feed forward to this. So this is a disadvantage, that but it has to be a part of the entire functional organization, so that automatically this marketing side, the automatically the requirement of the customer is given to the design department so that they can upgrade their design accordingly. Decisions tend to favor strongest department. Of course, the department which is performing better than the other, then the top management always gives kind of preference to their point of view, which can dominate the other functions, and sometimes it can create some kind of discouragement and things like that. Then interdepartment implies growth opportunities are limited. So the design, let's say within the department or within the function, the growth opportunity of employees is very much limited, because as I said, that we are not creating the general managers from within this organizational structure. So this is a kind of disadvantage within this organizational structure. Generally speaking, it's a very good way of controlling your budget, controlling production, and controlling your design. And if all these departments are put on the same page, then this structure can be very, very efficient for the company. I think that's what we can say about it.
Thank you,
Yes.
Professor, and thank you everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe to all our social media.